Hi, I'm Shauna Fischhaber with VA Disability Group. Today we'll be discussing the additional state benefits available to veterans living in the Virgin Islands who have a 100% rating with the VA, as well as a few other benefits veterans should be aware of. We understand that navigating all the available options can be overwhelming, and we hope this information will help simplify the process and point you in the right direction to take advantage of these benefits. Visit our website where we'll have more detailed information regarding eligibility and application processes. We'll have that link in the description box below. There are no national or state veteran cemeteries in the Virgin Islands. However, a burial entitlement is provided to certain resident veterans. A maximum burial allowance of $3,500 and a free burial plot in a local cemetery is offered to veterans who meet the eligibility requirements. Eligibility is extended to resident veterans or veterans who were living in the Virgin Islands when they enlisted are eligible. Veterans with an honorable discharge and completion of service, reservists and National Guard members with 20 years of service or who died during active duty or training, ROTC members who died during active duty or training, and spouses, minor children, and in some cases an unmarried adult child may be eligible. To apply, collect necessary documents such as proof of military service, discharge papers, and proof of Virgin Islands residency. Reach out to the Veterans Affairs Office in the Virgin Islands or the Cemetery Administration where you wish to be buried. Complete and submit the required application forms along with the necessary documentation. There are several tax benefits available to veterans living in the Virgin Islands. I'll cover them briefly in this section, and we'll have more information available on our website. As a resident of the U.S. Virgin Islands, you file returns and pay income taxes directly to the Bureau of Internal Revenue, not the IRS. The tax rates, forms, and rules are the same as federal income taxes, making the USVI tax rate equivalent to states with no state income tax. Military income is taxed in the Virgin Islands. Thrift Savings Plan does not withhold state or local income taxes, but distributions are reported on IRS Form 1099-R and are taxable. Early distributions may incur higher taxes. Military retired pay is taxed in the USVI. Income from SBP, RCSBP, and RSFPP is taxed. Military disability retirement pay is not included in taxable income if received as a pension, annuity, or allowance for personal injury or sickness resulting from active service in the U.S. Armed Forces. Disability benefits that are non-taxable include disability compensation and pension payments to veterans or their families, grants for homes designed for wheelchair living, grants for motor vehicles for veterans who lost their sight or the use of limbs, and benefits under a Dependent Care Assistance Program. DIC payments are tax-free. The U.S. Virgin Islands offers a property tax credit for veterans and a property tax exemption for certain disabled veterans. The veteran tax credit applies a $650 tax credit on the assessed value of a qualified veteran's home. The credit is given to veterans who served on active duty in the U.S. Armed Forces and received a discharge other than dishonorable, National Guard members who served 20 or more years and received a discharge other than dishonorable, or were deployed for 30 or more days in a combat zone are eligible for the tax credit. Surviving spouses of eligible veterans can also apply. The total and permanent disabled veterans tax exemption is an exemption from all property taxes. The tax exemption is for veterans who received a discharge other than dishonorable and have a service-connected permanent and total disability rating from the VA. To apply, you must be the property owner as of January 1st of the taxable year. You must apply before March 1st of the year you are requesting the tax credit. You will need to provide proof of residency, proof of occupancy, proof of service, and for the complete exemption, you will need to show your proof of VA rating. For more information or assistance, contact the tax assessor's office on your island. The Virgin Islands Housing Finance Authority offers a home and land mortgage program for resident veterans. It can be used to purchase your first home, buy land, improve, alter, or repair primary residence, or refinance your home. The benefits of the program include a 25% discount on the application fee, 30% set aside for all new land and home developments, 10% additional discount on established price of land sold by the VIHFA, fixed interest rate of 3% below the federal prime rate, 0 down payment required. Loan amounts are offered up to $220,000 for homes and $50,000 for land. You must be a veteran who served on active duty in the Armed Forces or National Guard and were discharged under conditions other than dishonorable. You must be a first-time home buyer and meet established income requirements. You must have been a resident of the U.S. Virgin Islands for the last 3 years. You must be able to pay a minimum earnest money deposit of $500. Qualified veterans are not required to pay their earnest money. You must pre-qualify for a mortgage loan based on FHA, VA, or conventional mortgage standards. You will need to attend the VIHFA's Home Buyer Education Program and earn a certificate of completion. And you must occupy the property as your primary residence. There is a payroll deduction payment option available. Additional loan options are available for home improvements or refinancing. Reach out to the Virgin Islands Housing Finance Authority for detailed application instructions. Preference points can be added to qualifying veteran scores on local civil service tests. You're eligible for 10 points if you're a veteran who served on active duty in the U.S. Armed Forces and received a discharge other than dishonorable. You're eligible for 15 points if you are a disabled veteran who served on active duty and received a discharge other than dishonorable, and you have been awarded a 10% or more service-connected disability rating from the VA. The spouse or the unremarried surviving spouse of an eligible disabled veteran can also receive these preference points on their tests. Contact the U.S. Virgin Islands Personnel Division for more information on the application process. The Bureau of Motor Vehicles offers 3 free specialty license plates to honor veterans and their families. You still need to pay for the registration process. To apply for the veteran license plate, you must register with the USVI Office of Veterans Affairs. You can have up to 2 sets of veteran license plates at a time. You're eligible for the veteran's license plate if you served on active duty and received a discharge other than dishonorable. You're eligible for the disabled veteran license plate if you served on active duty, received a discharge of other than dishonorable, and have a mobility impairing condition. Immediate family members of a service member killed in the line of duty are eligible for a Gold Star license plate. Each family is authorized 2 plates issued in this order: father, mother, child from eldest to youngest. For more information or assistance, contact the USVI Office of Veterans Affairs. The Virgin Islands Unemployment Insurance Program offers temporary financial assistance to workers who are unemployed through no fault of their own. UI provides a partial short-term replacement of lost wages while you seek other work and is not meant to be a permanent income source. Benefits are not based on financial need, and employers cover all program costs. Eligibility for UI benefits depends on the wages you earned, not your family's financial resources. To file a claim, you must be unemployed through no fault of your own, be completely or partially unemployed, be able and available for work, be actively seeking work, have earned enough in the base period to be monetarily eligible. When you apply, you'll need a legal form of ID such as a driver's license, your social security card, a separation letter from your last employer, your last check stub, a DD-214 if you're a former service member, or an SF-8 or SF-50 if you're a former federal civil service employee. You must apply for UI using the Department of Labor's UI online application. For more information, contact the nearest Department of Labor office. The U.S. Virgin Islands offers a wide variety of educational benefits to resident veterans and their dependents. It's important to note that state educational benefits can often be used in conjunction with the national educational benefits, such as the DEA program. If you're interested in learning more about the DEA program, check out our national benefits video. As a USVI Army National Guard service member, you're eligible for a 100% tuition waiver for up to 32 semester hours at public educational institutions in the Commonwealth. This waiver can be applied toward associate through doctorate level degrees. However, if you receive federal financial tuition assistance, you are not eligible for this waiver. To apply for the tuition waiver, you will need to ensure you're not receiving federal financial tuition assistance, apply to a public educational institution in the Virgin Islands, submit your tuition waiver request through the appropriate channels within the Virgin Islands National Guard. You're eligible for in-territory tuition rates at the University of the Virgin Islands if you meet any of the following criteria. For veterans using VA educational assistance, you must live in the Virgin Islands while attending UVI, and you must enroll within 3 years of your discharge or release from active duty service of 90 days or more. For anyone using transferred VA educational assistance, you will need to live in the Virgin Islands while attending UVI. You must also enroll within 3 years of the transfer's discharge or release from active duty service of 90 days or more. For anyone using benefits under the Fry Scholarship, you must live in the Virgin Islands while attending UVI, and you must enroll within 3 years of the service member's line of duty death, following a period of active duty service of 90 days or more. If you enrolled at UVI prior to the 3-year expiration of eligibility, you must remain continuously enrolled to receive the in-territory tuition rate. To apply, contact UVI admissions office and provide necessary documentation to confirm your eligibility. This can include discharge papers, proof of residence, VA educational assistance paperwork, and so on. Complete the enrollment process within the specified time frame to benefit from the in-territory tuition rate. The University of the Virgin Islands Community Engagement and Lifelong Learning Program offers free in-person and online courses to veterans. Topics range from cake decorating to computer science. Visit the UVicel Veterans Course Registration website to discover what program may interest you. Contact the Office of Veterans Affairs to discuss course registration. Children of Virgin Islands National Guard service members who die or become disabled in the line of duty while serving on territorial active duty are eligible for an educational grant to attend the University of the Virgin Islands. The grant covers malnutrition fees and tuition for up to 4 years. To be eligible, you must be under 25 years of age. Your parent must be a USVI National Guard service member who died or became permanently and totally disabled in the line of duty while serving on territorial active duty. To apply, ensure you meet the age and parents' service criteria. Then contact the USVI Board of Education to gather detailed information and instructions on how to apply. You'll need to provide the necessary documentation to prove your eligibility, such as your parents' service records, proof of relation, and age verification. For more information, contact the USVI Board of Education. Free emergency ambulance service is provided to all veterans residing in the Virgin Islands. For more information, you can contact the USVI Office of Veterans Affairs. They will provide detailed information regarding eligibility, application processes, and other relevant details. They can guide you on how to avail yourself of the free emergency ambulance service for veterans. The USVI Office of Veterans Affairs provides travel assistance for eligible veterans to attend medical appointments up to 3 times per fiscal year. For travel within the VA Caribbean Healthcare Network, you can receive assistance for travel to the closest VA medical facility for non-service connected appointments. Appointments must be initiated by the CBOC or authorized by the Director of the USVI Office of Veterans Affairs on an emergency basis. Provide your appointment slip from the local CBOC, boarding passes, and ticket receipt to the USVI Office of Veterans Affairs upon return. One family member's flight can be reimbursed if the attending physician documents the need in writing. Veterans 70 years or older can be reimbursed for a travel companion without written authorization from the CBOC. For travel outside of the VA Caribbean Healthcare Network, you can receive assistance with travel to a VA hospital or VA medical center. CBOC care does not qualify. A reimbursement of up to $250 is provided, but it must be approved by the director of the USVI Office of Veterans Affairs. Travel attendants are not authorized for reimbursement. Authorizations are based on availability of funds. To apply for travel reimbursement within the VA Caribbean Healthcare Network, ensure your appointment is initiated by the CBOC or authorized by the Director for Emergencies. After your appointment, submit your appointment slip, boarding passes, and ticket receipt to the USVI Office of Veterans Affairs. To apply for travel reimbursement outside of the VA Caribbean Healthcare Network, you will need to have pre-approval from the Director of the USVI Office of Veterans Affairs before traveling. Verify your appointment at a VA medical facility and submit the necessary documents for reimbursement. For more information, visit the Office of Veterans Affairs. Thank you for joining me to discuss the ancillary benefits for disabled veterans in the Virgin Islands. Check the description box below for a link to the Virgin Islands State Benefits page on our website. And while you're there, take a look around to see what other resources we have available. Leave a comment on this video if you have any questions or if it was helpful, and let us know what other content you'd like to see for veterans seeking VA benefits. Thanks, and have a good one.